Hi, I'm Alan Jones, Executive Editor for Boating World Magazine. Well, today I'm aboard the Sylvan Signature 8522 with Dan Robinson. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great.
Well, you know, one of the things I love about this boat, sometimes pontoon boats can look very similar, and I see a lot of horizontal lines and a lot of angular look, but I tell you, the interior of this really is pleasing to the eye, I think, with the sculpted seat bottoms and the really nice accents that you do. What else do we have going on here?
Well, here's what the design team did with this boat. Is they really tried to make a luxurious, comfortable, fun boat that was well performing, and I think they really hit on every mark. The way they sculpt the interior, it's not like anything else that we've seen out there. Gives it a little bit more flow to the interior of the boat. This boat's got an LX package on it, so it has some upgrades. Stainless steel bow rails on it that are easy for pulling people in and keeping people off a bouncing dock. It has the underskin that helps from water hitting the channels underneath the boat. It also has a ski bar that comes with it in that package, an upgraded helm seat that gives you the high back, which is a real nice seat, and you get the Berber carpeting with that package as well.
Really nice stuff. Now, one of the coolest things about this boat, we can't really show you unless we had an accident on some rocks or something, is the underside. Tell me what's going on down there.
Well, stay away from the rocks, I agree. On the underside, what we have is our patented RPT tube, rapid planing tube. And the great thing about the RPT tube is, in our fishing boat technology, we designed a real super smooth, fast planing V-hull boat. And our design guy said, why can't we bring that to the pontoons? Everybody's doing big pontoons or multiple pontoons or lifting strakes. What we did is we were able to, after years of testing, design this pontoon that's an actual planing hull, like a boat, if you will. And I think you said it best. It was like two planing hulls on the sides of the boat, like a performance catamaran, if you will.
Sure. Well, now this boat has 3 tubes, doesn't it?
This does have 3 tubes. We add the 3rd tube when we're wanting to put a really large motor on the boat and do a lot of performance stuff like wakeboarding, things like that, along with a heavy load in the boat, or if we're in excessively rough water. But it's not something that we generally promote to the everyday boater, because we're really looking for a boat that'd do 32 miles an hour with 115 horsepower without going to the 3rd tube.
Wow.
And this boat will do it.
That's incredible. I know we have a 150 on there, so I can't wait to go out and test it here in a bit.
Right, this is going to be a really fast boat, probably 37, 38 miles an hour with the 150, and this does have the additional 3rd tube on it that you mentioned.
Pressure's on. Well, there's some other little hidden treasures around on this boat. I think I'm sitting on one right here.
Well, what you see here is we've incorporated in the helm a nice, smooth flowing fiberglass design that gives you a huge front cooler that's built into the boat. So you're not lugging in an igloo cooler on and off the boat.
Right.
Other interior upgrades that we did, if you don't mind me showing you, is we have this locked flip-up changing room.
How easy is that?
It's easy when it's not locked, but you can slide, you can slide your porta potty underneath there, and it's a great lockable storage unit.
Well, I really like what you did with the netting here, because a lot of times this thing hangs down. You can never tuck it back under. It's always some piece of it's hanging out. That's a really nice way to handle it.
Yeah, it took a little bit of engineering, but they were able to conceal it. And the great thing about that is you don't eat up the extra 2 feet in the back of the boat where you usually have a changing room.
Right. Let's take a look at the helm and see what we have going on here.
Okay, on our helm we have a burlwood accented, large face gauge, very active command center. You have a multi-position tilt steering wheel that's polished stainless steel, and a lot of leg room. So they did a real good job when they were putting this all together as well.
I like those giant gauges too. That's pretty cool.
The giant gauges are great, easy to read at a quick glance, and then it's all accented with a premium sound system with a nice little accent right here where you can tuck in your iPod or your phone and run it right through your AV jack.
Well, one of the nice little touches I see in this boat is this different way of connecting the bimini top there.
Well, what I like about that is you don't have to fumble around with the little screws or the pins. It's real quick in, quick out. You just pinch it and it pops into place for you.
That's great. I hate the pins. Hate the pins. But nice little L lounge back here. What's going on here?
Well, what's great is this is a 22-foot boat, as you said when we were opening, but you see all the space in here. You got a huge L lounge, real nice chase here, chase there, and a third chase over here. It's just got a ton of seating on it.
Might actually give up the captain's seat and check out the reclining situation there. But I'll tell you, that's such an industrial strength ski tow there too. I really love that.
Well, we like to overbuild things than underbuild them, and it's nice, it's finished. Even though it's large, it's polished, so it doesn't, it adds a little bling to the boat.
Absolutely. Any other features that you'd recommend having on this boat?
Well, we have a standard boarding ladder in the back and a rear entry, and we have standard through-bolted gates. So I think the boat's pretty well put together the way it sits.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We just finished testing the Sylvan Signature 8522. It's powered by Evinrude's 150 direct injected two-stroke, which is plenty of power for this boat. It has what they call RPT tubes, rapid planing tubes, and they're actually mini boat hulls. This is actually a triple tune, and the center tube is not an RPT tube because they really didn't need it. They usually use those only on rough lakes. We had really good performance. The whole deal with the RPT tubes is you get really great performance out of less horsepower. They've seen this boat with the 115 and it pushes it really nicely. This one really hooked up well. We got on plane in 2 seconds, which is really fast. Got to 30 miles an hour in 7.5 seconds with a top speed of 37.2 miles an hour, which is pretty impressive. For more information on the Sylvan Signature 8522 and other great boats, go to boatingworld.com. I'm Alan Jones, and we'll see you out on the water.